This channel is for adults and not for kids. Hey guys, thanks for stopping back by. So I pulled out a couple little figures to show you guys. Some cool little monster toys. And these are re-releases of the MEGO Monsters. So I had the original MEGO Monster figures when I was a little kid, back when those were new in the 70s. And that's probably where my love-hate relationship with MEGOs started. By the end of the 80s, they were just a pile of parts. And I didn't know anything about how to fix your toys or anything like that, and I threw them away. I think sometime in the 90s, late 90s maybe, these came out, and they were re-releases by some, I don't remember the company that did it, and I didn't want to take off the monster's clothes to find the company's name. Just because I didn't want to mess them up. But they're the same molds. They feel a little cheaper though than the MEGO ones, but they're still the same sculpts, and that's all I really cared about. I just wanted to get these three back. These are the three that I had. I never had the Dracula that they made. They made 4 figures, so the Mummy, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, and Dracula. And I never really liked the Dracula. I mean, if I were to, I could pick one up now and it would be cool. But when I was a little kid, he just looked a little too silly to me. I love this werewolf figure. This is my favorite one of the bunch. He just looks really mean. Really cool. His eyes and his hands glow in the dark. This werewolf has shoes and some sort of a tunic or something from the Middle Ages. I'm not exactly sure what the hell he's wearing, but I think this is supposed to be werewolf fur. I don't know. Maybe it was a happening 70s fashion. Speaking of werewolves, real quick, did you guys see the trailer for that Disney Werewolf by Night? I got into an argument with somebody online yesterday because they were super excited about it, and I was like, whoa, 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 hold on there, cowboy. It's fucking Disney we're talking about, you know. I don't know how horrific it's gonna be. Werewolf by Night was one of my favorite comic books as a kid. I loved it. It was the origin of Moon Knight. Moon Knight was invented to fight the Werewolf by Night because all of Moon Knight's weapons are made of silver. And so I watched the trailer, and the trailer looks like somebody really loved that Sin City movie, and they kind of like Tarantino's snappy dialogue. I mean, who doesn't? I love Quentin Tarantino, but it just seemed like they were using a Quentin Tarantino playbook, and the look of it looked a little bit like it was reminiscent of Sin City. And there's a brief glimpse of Man-Thing, and I'm like, oh, please don't fuck this up. Like, I don't know. It's Disney, guys. They're not gonna make it horrific and bloody and very werewolfy. I don't think they are. It's gonna be streaming on Disney. Plus, you know, they just have a constant glut of new content coming out. They don't care about quality. They just want quantity to keep getting more subscribers and to just keep giving them constant material, whether, you know, regardless of if it's good or not. So I just, you know, had wished that somebody else would have done it besides Disney, but whatever. Disney owns fucking everything nowadays. That's my little Werewolf by Night rant. So the moral of that story was, let's just wait and see before we start congratulating the House of Mouse on what a great job they're doing. I just pray that it doesn't suck too hard. So that's where I'm at with it right now. I don't think it's going to be great. I just hope it doesn't suck abysmally. Okay, anyway. Frankenstein. Did you guys hear Disney's doing a Frankenstein? No, just kidding. This is a cool Frankenstein. And to avoid lawsuits, they put the bolts up on his temples instead of on his neck. And his head isn't really square like Boris Karloff's. It's more like a... He looks kind of like Undead Fonzie. Hey. But he's cool. He's a cool figure. So I'm very, very careful with these because, like I said, I hate the way that MEGOs are made because they're strung together with a rubber band. And I think these are even cheaper remakes of MEGOs. So I don't think the bands holding these together are even of the MEGO quality. So I don't know, when these finally do fall apart in my hands, I'll have to restring them and I'll have to try and find out what's the strongest bands people use to do that with. I've always liked this mummy. His eyes glow in the dark and his little hands glow in the dark. And then look at his little onesie, like footsies, like he's wearing mummy jammies. But he always had a really cool face. Did any of you guys have these, or did you guys have the originals like I had, and then did you guys pick up any of these re-releases? Okay, well, in the same box was a couple other figures, and I thought, well, what the hell, I'd show these off to you guys too. So, this is, remember when I was talking to you guys about Star Wars ripoffs? So the Tomland company made a line of little MEGO-sized figures called Star Raiders. And they basically just took a bunch of monsters and slapped science fiction packaging on it and tried to play it off as Star Wars, sort of to cash in on all the aliens that were in the cantina. And of course, I was the target audience and I bought it up hook, line, and sinker. And I liked them. I used to have this guy, the Fly, the Cyclops. There was a dude that had a head sort of shaped like Darth Vader's. I had him. And I think two others. But this guy and the Cyclops lasted the longest. And then this is the only one I have left to this day. So, I've shown this figure to other collectors before, and they always tell me the same thing. They go, well, why'd you swap his hand? And I didn't, is the thing. This is the way mine came. And when I was a little kid, I assumed everybody's was supposed to have one blue hand and one flesh hand, and I don't know, it had to have been either a company screw up or I don't know, but and you have a cool face. To me, this guy, they called this the Yeti. This looks about as far away from a Yeti as you can get. To me, this guy has always looked like either Ernest Borgnine from The Devil's Reign, or one of the creatures on Dr. Moreau's Island, the cool version that came out in the 70s. Like the lawgiver or the law sayer, whatever his name is. I think there's a dude in that movie that looks sort of like this. But he kind of looks like the Devil's Reign character, just without the cool spiral goat horns. But this guy definitely does not say Yeti to me when I look at him. But I do like him. He's kind of like this weird, cool, blue devil character. Did any of you guys have any of these Star Raiders? Do you have any of them now? Well, I like him. I think he's cool. Anyway, the last figure that I wanted to show you guys, he's bigger than these ones, but I keep it in the same box as these. So this one's 1/6 scale, so he's about 12 and a half inches tall. And he is a 1/6 scaled articulated skeleton, and I turned him into a mummy. This would have been the perfect mummy to fight your 12-inch G.I. Joes back in the day. Right? Could you guys see the adventure team fighting this dude? Your kung fu grip won't save you now. Anyway, he's not really... Well, I guess he's kind of related. There's another mummy that I just showed you, so... I just saw he was in the same box as when I was pulling out these, and I thought, oh, what the hell, he's cool looking, I'll show him off too. So this is a 1/6 scale mummy. That's pretty much just a 1/6 scale skeleton wrapped up in medical gauze and medical tape that I brushed over with a clear glue to help it stick. But it was a bitch to not put it on the joint so that the joints can he's still articulated. You can still move him. That was kind of tricky. Anyway. Okay, guys, I hope you're having a good day. Thanks for stopping back by. And I will have some more monsters to show you guys next time. Okay, happy Halloween.